And then the last, covet. Absolutely right. I just wanted you to know the Creator had it in that order for a reason, that he don't want you to put nobody before him. And after him comes Sabbath. It's part of serving him. You can't serve Yah without keeping his Sabbath day. That's the longest commandment of the 10 Commandments, and the only one that says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. After the Sabbath day comes your parents, and then come your neighbors and your neighbors and friends. They come last. But notice the third commandment. It says,
thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Elohim in vain.
Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Elohim in vain, for
Yahweh
will not
hold him guiltless.
He will not hold him guiltless. He committed a sin. Don't think it's trivial. Don't think it's insignificant. Don't think it's not a great transgression. The scripture said Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Many of you all keep taking his name in vain today. How do you take his name in vain? How do you take his name in vain? One way to take his name in vain is to use it in vulgarity and profanity. Another way to take his name in vain is to just call him Lord and God when you know that he has a name. You're taking his name in vain. Why? You're not even calling it. That's like your daughter and son just calling you man. They're taking you, well, I'm not just man. Aren't you a man? Yes, but I'm someone else. I'm your father. Don't take the position in vain. You don't take Yah's name in vain. And if you don't use it, you are taking the name that he gave you in vain. You're taking it in vain. What does Psalm 76:1 say? Should be 76:1. What does it say?
In Yehuda is Elohim known.
And Yehuda, that's who we are, is Elohim known.
His name is great in Israel.
His name is what? Great in Israel, because we are what? We are not taking his name in vain. That's reading his name is great in Israel. Did you know that? Yes, it's great in Israel. Well, if it's great in Israel, look what the Creator says about his name. If you go to, you don't have to go there, but 2 Chronicles, the 7th chapter, the 14th verse says, if my people, Yah has people, doesn't he? If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, 1, and pray, 2, and seek my face, 3, and turn from their wicked ways. So some of our ways are wicked, ain't it? Turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven, and I will do what? Forgive their sins and heal their land. And who is that? If the people that are called by my name. What's his name? Mr. Thomas? Mr. Shoemaker? Rodney Jones? Pete Routermaker? That's not his name. What is his name? He gave us his name. He gave us his name. In Genesis, he gave us his name. Let's go to Genesis 32. Yah has some people on this earth called by his name. And what people is that? Who are the people on this earth that are called by his name? According to Genesis, the 32nd chapter, verse 24, it says, Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. In other words, all night long. You know how hard it is to wrestle with somebody? We really wrestle with somebody 5 minutes straight. If you box somebody 3 straight minutes, man, you are wore out. But our father, Jacob, wrestled with something all night long. Can you understand the degree of energy and exhaustion that befell him from that prolonged period of time all day long? Or should I say all night long? Until the breaking of the day. Keep reading.
And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow.
In other words, when this divine creature or angelical being, this ecclesiastical man wrestled to him, he noticed he wasn't prevailed, and so he merely touched his what?
The hollow of his thigh.
The hollow of his thigh.
And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint.
Was out of joint by merely touching him.
As he wrestled with him, and he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
In other words, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. So you can kill me here. You can cripple me. You can take all my joints out of thing, but I'm not going to return you loose until you bless me. Now, most of us figured that was some kind of big physical fight. Somebody was picking up a brick and trying to hit the other in the head and prevail over him. But no, this was a man, this was a clean fight. This man was fighting for a blessing for his prosperity, for his descendants. He was holding on to Yah and he refused to let him go. He's in a condition that some of us go through every day. We're holding, and I don't care what happened in life, I'm not going to let you go. And this what was occurring in this spiritual warfare. He refused to turn him loose. So it's not the kind of fight you thought it was. But keep reading.
And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
So how long was his name to be called Jacob? How long was he to be called Mr. Hoppenball, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones? Huh? No more. His name was no more to be called that. He said, Your name should no more be called Jacob, but what?
Israel.
Israel.
For as a prince.
As a prince.
Hast thou power with Elohim and with men, and hast prevailed.
And you have won. You have prevailed. And that's how we got our name. But when we got that name, they always wanted to take it away. If you look in the book of Joshua, where he first came into the land of Canaan in Joshua, the 7th chapter. I believe it's the 9th verse.
Joshua chapter 7, verse 9. For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it.
Shall hear of it.
it shall environ us round and cut off our names
And
from
they
the
will
earth.